power. The only way they can get power from that gun is if they show somebody. And so they show somebody, and fortunately students can't keep a secret, so they tell on the student, and that's how we find that gun. The gun that we don't find every day is the gun that's brought to the school by the student who really believes they need a weapon to protect themselves. And they don't show that weapon to anyone, because if they do, they know they'll lose the weapon. So what would happen if that child who maybe feels he's the victim of tormenting or bullying, and it gets to the point where it's between class changes in the middle of the building, and that child pulls out a gun and starts firing? How would you protect the students who are now out in the hallway? You know, if we look at what happened at Franklin Regional last year when there was a stabbing at school, one child pulled the fire alarm when he saw what was happening. Probably not the best move to make, because we're going to, if we will keep the kids in the hallway, what we need to do is we need to alert people and move them back into classrooms to get them safe. And then finally, how do we know when the lockdown's over? You know, what's the school's response? What's your law enforcement response? One of the things that we learned from Sandy Hook that was contrary to what our law enforcement training was, when I took first quad and then laser from Homeland Security, law enforcement active shooter, law enforcement response to active shooters, they told us to slide our business card under the door or show them our badge. In Sandy Hook, the teachers didn't believe them, that they were actually the police. So what have you done? What process and procedure have you put in place with your first responders and with your current systems to let teachers know when the lockdown is over and they can begin to remove the barricades? So if we just briefly do a history